Hello, I'm Philip Silvey. I composed the piece Colorful that you're learning, hopefully. And I'd like to show you a few things in the score that you might not notice or that might be insightful for you to know from me, the composer. So the idea of the piece, of course, is this adjective colorful and how we show our colors and how we represent ourselves to each other, and in particular the ways we stand out from each other. So I wanted there to be sort of an immediate grab in the beginning, and that's where this initial idea comes from. And the idea of it just sort of being a slow tremolo where there's a feeling of something suddenly happens, but then it's sort of percolating. So there's a little bit of color. And then you'll notice a return pattern that comes in first. The first time you hear it is measure 17. So if you were to roll a major harmonization on the piano, you might do. So instead I'm adding a color note, what I would call a color note. And in this case it forms a tritone. It's a little bit arresting to hear that. And so the idea is that's the color that's sticking out a little bit. That's what that signifies. You'll notice, I think, in other places in the piece that I try to use colorful sounds. So even in the, what I would call maybe the verses. So I'm using the tritone again, but then sort of rapid fire in the left hand of the piano is another way to add color. So I'm kind of borrowing from some of the composers who wrote in the era we might call French Impressionism, where there's the piano is sort of used almost orchestrally in some ways, or so I'm trying to create those kinds of feelings. Your voices all have individual colors, and you are contributing and really making your own version of this piece with the others that you sing with. So I want to remind you that this is an opportunity for you to embrace each other's colors and what I call coordinate those colors. So rather than everybody try to sound like the same thing, it's how do these different colors of our sounds, how can they work together collectively to create something that is cohesive as in design to the ear, but that allows each of you to really be true to your original color. So those are some things to think about as you learn the piece.